Justin here for Mystery Tackle Box, and in today's video we're going to be showing you how to use the punch shot rig. This is an alternative to throwing a flipping style rig, a punching style rig that's essentially a Texas rig, and this is a drop shot, which you typically think of with light line on spinning gear. But when you have heavy grass and you want to present your bait a few inches off the bottom instead of that Texas rig that really sits on the bottom, this is a good alternative to do that. Now what you're going to need for this, you're going to need a pretty heavy setup like you would typically with a flipping setup, a heavy rod, something that's 7 foot or more. You're going to need some heavier line. We got 50-pound braid here. And then you're gonna need a heavier drop shot weight. This is a 1/2 ounce here. You could also use a 1 ounce if it's very thick. But I'm gonna be using this today in some lightly matted hay grass. So the 1/2 ounce will be able to get through. That cylinder shape will be able to go right through that hay grass. And then you just need a straight shank hook, and then you can get that fish hooked up right through the nose and get him in the boat. Now you want to tie this just like you would a regular drop shot, except you're using that heavier line. I like to use straight shank hooks when I'm flipping through heavy grass. It just seems to have better hookups. So right here I've got a 2-aught worm hook, straight shank worm hook. It's got a pretty stiff shank to it, which will hold up to the hook sets on the heavy rod and the heavy line. And when you're rigging up a drop shot, you want to go through the eye of the hook, tie a little Palomar knot. Leave yourself plenty of room for your weight to go on the end. Tie that Palomar. Just like that, and then you want to take your tag end. This is the most important part with a drop shot. Take your tag end and run it back through the eye of the hook, going straight down. And what that's going to do is allow your hook shank to stand upright in the water. So it's going to look just like that. And then we're going to put our weight on the end, this 1/2 ounce drop shot weight here. Now instead of just going through like you would with a regular drop shot weight and pinching the line, braid tends to slip. So what you want to do is actually tie that off. Just tie a little overhand knot on the end, that way your weight's not slipping off. Especially on a hard hook set, it'll come right off of there. All right, so we got our overhand knot. You want to make sure your leader is as long as, I like to put it about halfway up into the water column up under the grass. So out here we've got about 3 or 4 feet of grass, so this is going to stand up about halfway, probably about 11 or 12 inches right off the bottom. So we're going to take our, this is a little hog bait right here, little creature bait. Go right through there. Twist it on just like you would a regular Texas rig setup. And that's weedless. So it's not, the hook is not exposed. And when that bait is in the water, it'll go through the grass. The weight will go through first. The creature bait will go through second, and then it'll stand up under the water and create a nice little suspended presentation that's different than that Texas rig on the bottom. So anywhere you've got that heavy vegetation that you don't necessarily want to throw that Texas rig in there, maybe they're not hitting it as well, you think they're kind of suspended off the bottom, this is a good way to target those fish, and you want to fish it just like a regular drop shot. Pitch it in there, let it slide through the grass, and then shake it in place. Do that for about 4 or 5 seconds. If you don't get a bite, reel up and go to the next little hole. Well, that's it for this video. If you want to check out more tips and tricks, you can subscribe to the Mystery Tackle Box channel. And if you want to get a plan set up for you, go to mysterytacklebox.com. Start getting some boxes sent your way. And we'll see you on the next video.